Let's try to learn Google Analytics first, and then we'll apply this on your table which you want to create. Okay, so everyone, please your attention on the screens now. It's a very important aspects of data-driven decision making. Whenever you are planning to monitor the progress of your digital marketing, your website, your business, this is the interface you always need to work with. Now, this interface have many options, but I will quickly go through all these options. This is analytics interface. It's a demo account where we use Google Demo Merchandise account for working with the Google Demo account. You need to log in with your Gmail account, and then you will have access to this interface. Now, these are key indicators or your performances of different metrics, and these are active users. If you scroll down, you will see that the referrals or traffic from where this traffic is coming in. This is where you can understand how backlinks are being created, the backlinks. So direct, organic search, unassigned, paid, referral, email. So it will give you a list of options or detailed traffic sources. If you want to make it, discuss it more or want to view in detail, just click here and you will be redirected to all those sources. So this is how we usually monitor the links or the traffic acquisition from different sources. I'll go back. First, we will have a very simple overview of this tool. And then one by one, we will learn different features. So each report, you can click here and you can view the details of those specific reports in your different platform. And we will be working with these all reports later on. But first, we have to learn the interface and how we can work with this. Now, if you look at different options, every option will give you view the details wherever the options are. You can view it by countries, and you can also create your own report. If you click on this, Explore is option where you can create your own reports. And we have 4 different options. One is acquisition. Second is engagement. These are for metrics. So we have that slide where I discuss these 4: acquisition, engagement, monetization, and retention. These are the important customers' life cycle. So customer life cycle means the way customers are behaving on your website and the potential for sales and all the data included within. Okay, now acquisition, we are clear what are different acquisition parameters or the matrices are. Engagement, and then monetization is actually your conversion. So we talked about the conversions in the slides in detail, and the retention is how people behave after buying your product, means that repurchasing behavior or revisiting your website behavior, all these are under the monetization. But Google Analytics will not end here. We have a search console. This is also another option where we can learn about the major keywords which have been used by people who were referred to our website. And this is very important tool for search engine optimization also. So you can learn some of the keywords about your website during the recent days. So what are the major queries were used to search your website or your business? So this is Search Console. We'll go through all of them one by one, but first we need to learn the meanings of different segments. So these are the user behavior, audience or the user, and this is about the technology detail, mean that they are using mobile phones or so this is all about the user behavior. But the most important part of any reporting section is life cycle. We have Search Console and user as well, but life cycle is the one which have all the matrices which we need to measure the progress. So let's try to learn the first one, acquisition. What is an acquisition? What are the metrics involved in this? What do you think? Yes, the website traffic, the web analytics, the traffic source, how many people are visiting your website, how many are currently active. All this type of data is considered in acquisition, how you acquire your visitors or your customer. Visitor, not necessarily your customer, but sometimes we focus on visitor most of the time, and those visitors have the potential to become your customer as well. First, we'll look into these metrics. So these are new users. So active user 46K, and the new user in last a few hours, from 23rd February until now, it's like 29K new user. If you want to learn more about any metrics, you can just hover over this question mark and you can find out the details of those metrics. So the total active number of users, maybe it's a different sources, but this is the active user. So once you click on this graph, you will see is of your active user. When you click on the new user, the graph will change to the new user. So it's your choice, whatever graph you want to view. So this is the first important option. You can upload your data, but that is the advanced analytics. We will learn this later on. This is first window. Then we have another dashboard or another chart, which is displaying the users from different countries. And these are real-time, last 30 minutes updated. If you want to view the real-time data, you can just click here and it will redirect you to another interface where you can have all the information about the traffic from different sources and based on different countries. Now you can see this is the word map, and now you can see how many people are live now from different countries. And this is where you can learn about their sources, what are their behaviors. So these are all information available here on your page where you can learn about your real-time active users. Clear? Any question here? So this is acquisition overview. Then you have user acquisition. So this data will tell you how you acquired your user depending on different sources from where this traffic is coming in your website. So these are different sources. You can always have information about all these different. If you want to show them here, you can always show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metrics on landing page. But if you want detailed information, then you need to use this interface to learn more about all different sources. Clear? So this is user acquisition, very simple. Then we have traffic acquisition, from where the traffic is coming in, almost similar. This is for user. It means that one user per session, but traffic means one user from multiple devices would be considered multiple user. And then this traffic is about the IPs. This is about the users. It means that maybe one email address will be displayed once only, but in traffic acquisition, if you are using different devices, you will be treated as different users. And then you can divide them into different batches, different cohorts. So depending on every day, or you can change it to week, or you can change it to month, and you can learn about their behavior separately. These are all different metrics which are available on under the acquisition. Clear? Can I move on? Any question? Very simple information. We discussed this information many times already. Just a recap of what we have already learned. So, or a visual representation of all those metrics which you are already working with. The second one is engagement. Now, the acquisition is more about traffic. What about the engagement? What metrics should be included in engagement? What do you think? What's your opinion?
I think engagement is probably, for instance, if you post something on maybe your social media platforms, and then there are like conversations with people.
And what about the website? And what's the
Website.
how we can measure engagement for website?
I don't know. But I think those live chats, frequently ask questions, something like that. Many times.
I think the most important measure is how much time you spend on a website, how many different pages you visited, how many different products you explored. These are key engagement metrics in any website. So if you look at this, you will find out there are many different options available. Please view them. So first is average engagement time per active user, means that 1.2 to 1 minute and 22 seconds. Average user spent time on your website is 1 minute and 22 seconds. Then we have gauge section where the people are engaged is 0.08. And if you want to learn more about it, you can just look at this. Every session count per active user for the time period selected. Then we have time per session 55 seconds. Mostly one session is 100. One session means if a person visited your website and they stay active on your website, this is called one session. Sometimes you open the browser and you forget to do any activity. In that case, your session would be terminated. So it means that you were active on that session 25 minutes. Then we have events. We will discuss this later on. The views, events, all these are other parameters where we can discuss how many page views are there. Okay, and what are the page views? Which page views are most views? You can click on these view events and then you can see a list of all the pages on your website. And then you can identify which page is more engaging and which page have limited engagement. In that case, you can improve that page later on as well. Page and screens, so you can understand how many different pages are there and how much time was spent on each page. The search, landing pages, we have already learned how we can create all these landing pages. So these are different landing pages and the people who visited the landing pages. This is engagement. Engagement is more like time spent on your website, browse different options. So that is the simple way of doing. Then we have monetization. Monetization is where the purchases is being conducted. How many people bought your product? How much products are being sold? What are the cost of each product? So this is how we can understand that. So this is the monetization metric. Monetization is e-commerce purchases. Then we have purchase journey starting from your marketing funnel. We have started session, the product viewed, add to the basket, begin checkout, and purchases. This is how e-commerce website works. And if you look at this graph, you will see many people started the session, but a few people viewed the product and very few people added those products in basket and then checkout, and very few people they purchased your products. And remember, starting session is 100%, then it's 21% of this means the viewed product, and out of these 21%, only 26.4% of people they add the product in the basket if you look at this. And then next is begin checkout. Out of these, only 49.9%, and out of these, only 45.75% bought your product. This is a traditional e-commerce funnel. Please remember this. If you want to prepare any e-commerce funnel, this is how we can create that. And you can use this view funnel steps separately, and you can add any step if you want to, but we will learn how to create the reports later on. But for now, this is an e-commerce funnel where you have viewed, started the session, viewed different products. Some products you added to basket, some product, then you proceed to checkout, and finally you paid and bought those products. So this is a traditional e-commerce funnel. Then we have checkout journey. Those people who started to check out and they started to purchase, that process is also multi-stage and multi-step process. It's not one stage process. Means begin checkout, delivery options were added, payments were added, and purchases were completed. This is another funnel, but that is only funnel for checkout. So sometime we want to know where the people they left our website. Sometime they will add product, begin checkout, but then they will not add delivery option and then will just quit. We need to send them detail. Can you add your delivery and follow up the next step? And they add payment method, and finally they will purchase the product, right? This is how we do that. All these product process or the information you are available whenever you are working with any or purchasing at any e-commerce website. This data can be captured and displayed here. Okay, so promotions is more about the discounts, and if you are talking about some codes or all these are different products which were available on sale, it will give you option to monitor those product or services which are on sales and people use different codes or vouchers for discount. So that will give you how your sales are going on, especially if you have provided any discount opportunity or any promotional opportunities. Then transaction, how many people have completed the purchase process. This is how you can identify the transaction ID, e-commerce purchases method, even their card number, everything is available. This is the monetization. And then we have retention, the final aspect. New user versus returning user is the most important metrics for your retention measurement. And you can always work with different type of retention, user engagement, and all these. So you can use that from the people visited my website last month, how many of them have returned. So we can divide them into different cohorts and try to learn. We need to set up Google Analytics on our website. There are two steps we need to follow. I was just showing that. And the first step is you need to set up a Google Analytics account. It's free. You can just sign up with your Gmail account or your official account. Second step is using a plugin. In WordPress, we use SiteKit, ITE, KIT, Kit by Google. So that is a very powerful plugin which allow your website to send information to Google Analytics. So you will use a plugin. In Shopify, you will use a different plugin. We call it Analytics or Analyzer. So you can use a plugin to connect your website with Google Analytics. This is an automatic process. But if you want to use the manual processes and your website is like Shopify or WordPress, then you need to copy a code or snippet on your website header page. And once you will set up the Google Analytics, it will give you that code. It will send that code to your email and you can copy the code on your landing page coding. That is a little bit technical process. Now, the question was, what is the rate of new users? So we divided 49K divided by 59. That is the percentage of new user. Returning user is your retention. So the remaining percentage is retention. 10K divided by 59K is about your retention rate. So your retention rate may be 5% or 6%, something.